So let us see another bulk deforming process, that is the forging or material forming process. So in image you can see that basically the man who is giving a shape to the axe, so he has heated that axe up to its recrystallization temperature. Then he used to apply a number of blows on it so to get the desired shape to that axe. So the same process we will be doing in forging as well, but instead of using a manual blow, here you will be using a mechanical blow. So there will be some provision will be made to operate, we call that as a ram, to give a shape to the red hot material. So it is the process. So forging is the process of forming metal by applying a sudden blows or steady pressure on a heated red hot material. So here I use two words, that is either a sudden flows or a steady pressure. So now if we are using a sudden blows, so what will be the flow stress in this case? So it will be a k uh, k raised to n, only k is to n will be the flow stress. If you are using a steady pressure, so here in steady pressure the gradual deformation will be there in material, and due to the gradual deformation here we have to use average flow stress, that is equal to k raised to n upon n plus 1. So it is the process of plastically deforming metals to specific shape by applying compressive forces. So the examples I have given, so here you can find out that uh, whatever the examples I have shown, those all comes under the heavy stress. So hook is there, crank, shaft is there, knives are there, spanners are there, then again uh, different hanging uh, knob you can say, or hook you can say, which is used to clamp the chain. So this all comes under the heavy workload, or on that heavy stress are generated. So basically what is the forging then? Then what is the main purpose to do a forge part? So the parts which are, so what we can predict that, so the components which are made by a forging process, those can have, those component can sustain more strength than compared to the any other component which are made by a different operation. Let us see the another one. So here you can find out a drop forging animation, how the forging works. Here is an anvil. On anvil there is an lower die. Between this LOEs and your red hot workpiece, this is an upper die. This is the ram. This is a part which is holding the ram, and it operates between the roller. So here you can see that this is a red hot material will be kept between the two dies, that is upper die and lower die, and mechanical load or sudden load will be applied on it, and you can deform the shape of that red hot. So if you want to make wheels of an railway, so the similar process will be carried on that. So you can consider this as the wheels of your railway. This was the forging. Now let us see what are the different types of forging. So according to the working temperature, you can classify forging into hot forging and cold forging. Again, in this case also, hot forging will be when you are working above the recrystallization temperature, and cold working will be when, or cold forging will be when you are working the below recrystallization temperature. So according to the method applying blow, there is an impact forging, then gradual pressure forging. So here sudden load will be applied, here gradual load will be applied. Then according to a degree which the flow of workpiece is constrained by the dies. So here the way of the material which you have kept, so how it behaves with respect to the surface of the anvil and the upper die, lower die. So according to the constraint, you can define this as an open die forging, this will be a closed die forging, and this will be a flashless forging. So what is flash? So here you can see that the component is given a shape between the two dies. So you can consider this part as an dumbbells which you use for making using for a gym. So if you have seen those dumbbells, those are made by a forging process, and to the outer surface of those dumbbells you might have seen some extruded parts where you can see that a joint is given, or a joint like extruded part will be seen. So those part can be called as an flash. So in this case, as there is a gap between upper die and lower die, the material will start flowing in that gap, and after solidification shape, that flowed material will be remain same. So we can call this as a flash. So in this case you will be not getting a more accurate component. Here you required further operation after doing a job on a forging. So a post machining you required in case of an closed die forging. In this case you can see that the component is made in closed content. So whatever the profile you are having on punch side and on the die side, the same will be occur on your component, and in this case no flash will be generated. So we call this as a flashless forging. So here no post processing operation required. Let's see the another one. Now let us see the types of open die forging. So the open die forging, which was this one, as it has no restriction from its side. Here you can see that there are several open die forging operation. Like this is an, you can call this as an operation in open die forging. Fullering is an operation, then aging is an operation, and cogging is an operation. So what is fullering? So fullering is basically I will explain you by taking this example. So here this is an dumbbells which is made of an ferrous material. So now initially you will be having a what we can bloom of this. Bloom means a square rectangular part of this. So we used to heat it first, and on that part, if you want to give this kind of an shape, this is an concave shape if you want to give it. So bloom will be held between these two dies and it will be forced. So this concave part will be formed due to this fullering operation. So wherever you want to reduce a cross sectional area of your workpiece, that we can call as an fullering operation. And the die is also having it has an external outward type of an shape, that is an convex. Then now we want to make this part. So at the both end there is a large volume. So if you want to do this operation, basically the inner part will be made by this inner part will be made by fullering operation, and this end round part will be made by the aging operation. So you can give a circular shape to the die, and you can hold one end of this dumbbell in this side, and you can apply external force on it, and then you will be getting this kind of a shape. You can again reverse the direction and get the same shape to the another side. So this kind of an job can be done in aging, that is an open die operation process. Then clogging. So if you want to reduce a whole cross sectional area of any bar, then a number of load will be applied, or blows will be applied on that, and you can reduce this cross sectional area. So this was the starting thickness and this is an final thickness. So basically, why the forging